Welcome everyone. I'm Brian Silverstein, Chief Population Health Officer at Innovacer. I've been passionate about value care delivery for almost 2 decades. I've been on the payer side, the provider side, set up ACOs, and this is a fascinating space and we're at an amazing time. And I have with me today Brandon, who's our VP of Product. Brandon, could you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. I'm a recovering healthcare attorney. Practiced health law for about 5 years before moving into the business side of healthcare about 22 years ago. I've got over a decade of population health experience working for large payer organizations, also a large multi-payer organization, and ultimately, came to Innovacer to run our population health.
Brandon, before we begin, Innovacer has become synonymous with value-based care and population health management. Before we dive into today's big announcement, can you set the stage for us? What's been the foundation for Innovacer's success in this space?
For those who followed Innovacer, you know we built our reputation helping provider organizations succeed in value-based care. We focused on 3 things: helping design contracts that actually align incentives with outcomes, executing population health strategies that deliver real clinical improvements, and giving organizations the analytics to know whether they're winning or losing. The foundation, outcome-based care delivery, remains our North Star, and it's positioned us for what we're announcing today.
That's great. So with all this VBC momentum and expertise, what's on the horizon for Innovacer?
We have exciting things on the horizon, Brian. While we understand population health and VBC really well, and we've enabled great outcomes for our customers in this space, such as 30% fewer inpatient admissions, better performance across quality measures, and 23% cost savings, just to name a few, the reality is value-based care populations only represent 1 of 5 patient lives. We believe every patient deserves proactive, coordinated care, not just those in value-based contracts. And we understand that driving outcomes looks different across payment models. That's why Atlas is built to serve all patients while unlocking the distinct value levers of each of those populations. So just imagine extending the outcomes we've delivered in VBC, 30% fewer readmissions, 23% cost savings, to every patient that you serve. That's what we're building towards.
Okay, so you've got us all leaning in. What's the big announcement?
So on that note, today I'm excited to announce Innovacer's new offering, Atlas. Atlas is your population health operating system that connects data, intelligence, and delivery for every patient and population, regardless of payment model or care setting.
Atlas, your population health operating system. It's a bold positioning. Walk us through what Atlas actually is and what it does.
Certainly. So Atlas comprises of 3 pillars. The first is AI-powered population health management software that I'm sure most folks are already familiar with. This software platform enables you to get the foundation right. The next pillar is technology-enabled services that allow you to leverage our actuarial and strategic advisory services to optimize performance. And finally, we have managed programs that allow you to extend your reach for specialty care.
So Brandon, why did we call it Atlas?
It's a great question. We called it Atlas because you carry the weight of every patient, every outcome, every contract on your shoulders. And Atlas helps you bear that load with strength and stability.
So Brandon, how does gravity interplay with Atlas?
Atlas solutions and services sit on top of Innovator's health intelligence platform for all of its applications.
So Brandon, I've heard a lot from our clients. They absolutely love and they appreciate how our tools enable them to take better care of patients that are in value contracts. However, most providers want to be able to offer something to all of their patients. So what can we do for them?
Yeah, and that was the impetus of what Atlas was born out of, right? Is how can we help our providers serve all of their patients from one platform versus having to switch between multiple platforms. There's enough complexity in the provider's life as it speaks today and a lot of external pressures, and anything that we can do to make their lives easier and to give them the right contextual awareness for their patients, I think is going to drive a lot of value and be really important for them. And the contextual awareness, I think, is key because there are different levers and potentially different needs depending upon whether a patient is in contract or not. So having that contextual awareness in one platform and one single place to manage the entire population will hopefully drive more value to our providers, make their lives easier, and ultimately result in what matters most, and that's better patient outcomes.
So Brandon, does this represent a change in focus away from VBC?
Yeah, absolutely not. Our commitment to VBC is actually deeper than ever. So what Atlas does is amplify that commitment with actuarial intelligence, advisory services, and managed programs that make your VBC operations more profitable and predictable. And yes, we're adding AI agents and co-pilots across analytics, quality, risk, care, and contract performance. But VBC remains at our core. Atlas just extends that same discipline to every patient that you serve.
You mentioned 3 pillars. Let's start with the first one, AI-powered population health management software. Many providers might already be familiar with Innovacer software. What does this pillar actually include?
You're right. This pillar includes our entire suite of VBC solutions that comprise pop health analytics, quality and risk, care management, and contract performance. This is the software suite that we're known for and loved for.
So the second pillar is technology-enabled services. This sounds different from just software. What are we talking about here?
Our strategic advisory services work across 3 areas. Right? So first, adoption. We track how well your team is actually using the tools and identify what's slowing them down. Second is readiness. We assess your people, your processes, and resources to uncover hidden constraints and build targeted strategies. And the third is alignment. We connect your technology capabilities to your business strategy and risk tolerance, so platform success and strategic goals reinforce each other. This approach transforms implementation from a technology deployment into a strategic transformation.
That's great. The third pillar is managed programs for extending reach and specialty care. That's intriguing. Can you explain what gaps this really addresses?
Certainly. So specialty care today is fragmented, it's episodic, and resource constrained. Atlas's managed programs, heart failure, diabetes, hypertension, help health systems scale capacity without adding headcount. They count care gaps that would otherwise fall through the cracks, and they extend specialty care beyond the clinical walls. Powered by AI, delivered by mission-driven partners who work as an extension of your team.
So we've got 3 distinct pillars, software, services, and managed programs. How do all of them come together? Can you help us understand the bigger picture?
Sure. So Atlas is the operating system for all populations, extending pop health success outside of risk-bearing contracts. Atlas is built upon our unified healthcare intelligence platform. That's an enterprise data and AI platform that unifies data across your health system into a single enterprise model. It's built on modern standards and comes with a decade of Innovacer's healthcare experience built in to accelerate time to value. It comprises the 3 pillars we just spoke about and serves both VBC and fee-for-service lives. If you've already invested in Innovacer for value-based care and achieved proven results across your VBC populations, you can now leverage that same infrastructure to manage other high-risk patient cohorts by simply integrating some additional data feeds and deploying familiar solutions at a broader scale.
So you talked about achieving results across your VBC population and extending those to other lives. If providers fully embrace this Atlas approach, software, services, and managed programs together, what does success actually look like?
It's a great question. At Innovacer, we believe in delivering outcome-driven healthcare, proactive, rigorous care for every patient, not just those in VBC arrangements. We don't just want to be a tech vendor, but your trusted healthcare partner. So in that spirit, here's some outcomes and results we can enable across Atlas. With our AI-powered population health management software, we've helped our customers reduce readmissions, close gaps, and reduce cost. And our tech-enabled services allow you to power smarter contracts, turn intelligence into execution with managed programs. You can improve quality scores, minimize operational burden. So better outcomes, lower cost, healthier populations across all payment models and care settings.
So what excites you most about this next chapter for Innovacer and for the providers that we work with?
I think there are several things that really excite me about this direction that we're moving in, Brian. One is just the ability to impact more patient lives than we impact today, and the excitement that we're hearing from our customers and from providers around the impact this could have on their day-to-day operations and their ability to deliver better care across all of their patient populations. We've done a great job of building a great brand in the VBC market, and I'm really excited to expand all of those learnings into additional markets and help drive more value for our providers and patients.
That sounds really great. However, every organization has different needs, and this one-size-fits-all approach, it might not work for everyone. So how does Atlas solve that? Can organizations choose their level of engagement, if you will?
Absolutely. So part of meeting folks where they are means that Atlas adapts to your organization and meet your needs based on your specific organizational needs. So from AI agents only to complete your managed services, you can define the level of modular engagement that works best for your organization. Let me maybe illustrate this with a risk adjustment and quality coding use case, right? So option one, for organizations with existing coding vendors, our AI platform sits on top of your existing setup, auto-coding straightforward charts while humans handle complex cases. This you can keep your current vendor and ultimately cut cost for up to 70% by reducing the number of high-cost charts you're sending to human coders. Option two is for organizations with internal coding teams. Our autonomous coding platform makes internal teams dramatically more productive, right? So same team, better output. And then option three is a complete managed service organization for organizations that want end-to-end solutions. We offer the AI platform, autonomous coding, and human coders in one integrated contract. So best-in-class AI plus best-in-class delivery. So let's take another example. Atlas offers flexible go-to-market models as well, from intelligent managed programs with adaptive intensity and multi-condition continuity to an outcomes-based approach. So option one, for organizations with care management staff, Atlas powers your existing care teams with adaptive intelligence, automated prioritization, and outcome tracking, making your teams 3 times more effective, essentially. Option two is for organizations needing capacity extension. Atlas provides software plus care managers. So whether you need overflow capacity or specialty programs with AI-enhanced workflows, you can easily extend capacity without hiring. And then option three is our outcomes-based program for organizations that want guaranteed results. Atlas offers complete program delivery with payment tied to outcomes achieved. So we take risk alongside you, and you pay for results, not just activities. So as you can see, Atlas offers a lot of flexibility, and we meet you where you are. You simply define the mission, and we orchestrate the success.
Brandon, thanks so much for sharing those insights. You touched upon a couple of terms, adaptive intensity and multi-condition continuity. What do those really mean? Perhaps you could give me an example or a specific patient story so that we could better understand it.
Yes, absolutely. I intend to expand upon that. We're very excited about adaptive program intelligence. These are essentially care management programs that dynamically adjust based on patient needs, rather than rigid workflows that force patients into silos. Let's take Maria's journey to illustrate this. Maria enrolls in a diabetes program. Her A1C is at 8.2. Atlas Intelligent Layer flags Maria's moderate risk. She's assigned an AI-only engagement, automated reminders, educational content, medication adherence nudges. After a couple of months, her A1C rises to 8.9. The system detects declining engagement. Dynamic intensity escalates to a hybrid model, which entails care manager outreach layered onto AI engagement. After a couple months more, Maria is diagnosed with hypertension. a common occurrence in the diabetic world. This is where multi-condition continuity activates with hypertension management layering into our existing program. This means the same care manager, unified care plan, and no new enrollment friction. The provider co-pilot alerts the PCP with combined protocol recommendations. After a few more months, Maria's A1C is at 7.4 and her BP is under control. Longitudinal learning recognizes this sustained improvement and the system de-escalates to maintenance mode, which is AI monitoring with quarterly check-ins from her care manager. Maria's entire journey preferences and response patterns persist for future care. The traditional approach would have seen 4 separate program enrollments, 3 different care managers, and fragmented data, repeated assessments, and ultimately patient frustration. Here, with Atlas, adaptive program intelligence with layered conditions and adaptive intensity, there's one continuous relationship that results in measurable outcomes. Let me show you how Atlas works in the background, quietly, continuously, and in a way that supports the care team without adding more clicks. Maria's glucose begins to drift out of range, consistently 14 days outside of her target range. Atlas recognizes that this isn't a coaching issue, this is a clinical decision point. And that's when Atlas escalates the situation, creates an alert of the recommended action, and adds it as start alert in provider work list. The distinction really matters. Atlas is not making the clinical decision, Atlas is preparing the decision. When Maria's endocrinologist opens the alert, he doesn't see scattered data, but insights that count. Atlas has already brought everything together, the glucose trends compared to her target range and the diabetes scorecard, weekly BP average, recent labs and vitals, her medication history, and the relevant clinical guidelines. Based on that context, Atlas presents a recommended medication adjustment for Maria. The specialist reviews the recommendation, the health coach notes, applies their clinical judgment, and approves the change quickly and confidently. Once that decision is made, the loop closes automatically. This is AI supporting the clinician, not replacing them. Specialists stay in control. Atlas simply removes the friction. Once the specialist approves the medication change, Maria is notified with clear, personalized guidance to ensure adherence. This isn't a generic message. It's a patient-friendly language that explains what's changing, what to do next, and what to watch for, because adherence is where outcomes are won or lost. Her care manager reinforces the updated plan and helps manage symptoms to ensure care continues seamlessly between visits. That follow-through is critical, answering questions, addressing barriers, and ensuring the patient doesn't fall through the cracks the moment the prescription changes. And Atlas continues monitoring her glucose, blood pressure, labs, and medications in the background. You can think of it as a simple operating model where coaches focus on behavior, education, and engagement. Care managers focus on continuity, barriers, and symptom support. Specialists focus on clinical decisions at true inflection points. And Atlas orchestrates the handoffs, the alerts, the documentation trail, and the closed-loop execution. If Maria stabilizes again, care naturally de-escalates back to maintenance mode. It's the same care team, the same intelligence, and the same continuous relationship. Nothing gets dropped because the system is still watching, still learning, and still ready to escalate when patterns reemerge. This is what outcomes-based care looks like when it's truly operationalized. It's not episodic, it's not reactive, and it's not fragmented. Coaches support the patient, provider makes the decisions, and Atlas orchestrates everything in between so you can drive consistent outcomes at scale without adding burden to the care managers and nurses delivering the care.
Wow, that's fascinating, and I can see why you're excited to share this. Brandon, this has been just fantastic. Before we wrap up, what should providers who are interested in Atlas do next? What's the best way to engage with Innovacer on this?
It's a great question, Brian. So folks can visit our website, or they can scan the QR code at the last slide on the presentation to learn more about Atlas.